I was born with some problems with my ears, and so from the time I was an infant I had many different operations, and they all required I take a lot of antibiotic. The antibiotic harms the enamel of the teeth. Breaking or falling out had to be removed. So I come from New York. I was born in Brooklyn, and I am 45 years old, and I work in finance currently. When I was very young, I explained to Dr. Leahu, I was born with some problems with my ears, and so from the time I was an infant I had many different operations, and they all required I take a lot of antibiotic. I was told later on when I was 12 or 13 that antibiotic harms the enamel of the teeth, and so most of my teeth were not functional. They were breaking or falling out or had to be removed when I was a teenager, and the solutions available to me at that time in New York were bridges, fixed pieces, which are not super comfortable, and they're not very pleasant to look at, and they're very fragile. I had 2 of those, I think, installed, and then I was finally told that all of the bone that was supporting those bridges had decayed, and so I needed to explore some kind of a radical approach. But they weren't very comfortable doing it in several of the dentists that I consulted with, and then the ones that were, incredibly expensive. So I reached out to a Romanian friend. He lives now in New York, but he was raised in Bucharest, and he told me that a few years earlier he had made the trip here and met with Dr. Leahu, who he described like a famous person, like a big shot. Smiling was just something that I wasn't capable of doing without letting people know the extent of my condition. And eating was also very difficult, but over time I've developed strategies to mitigate additional damage. And so that leads to not enjoying food, avoiding certain kinds of food like steak, one of my favorite things. And so I'm so excited to go home and get back to life where I can reintroduce some of those things. It was on advice from dentists who said that what my current sort of temporary solutions that I was using were not going to work anymore, and I needed to do something very advanced. So that's what pointed me in this direction, and then it was just about selecting where I should do the work. And a very trusted friend in the dental community in New York told me that there's really only 2 places he would recommend. Romania was one of them. And everything I read about the country and everything I know from people who were formerly here made it an easy decision. In terms of fear, no, there really wasn't any. Maybe how will I communicate with the staff, but their English was 90% compared to my Romanian, which is 0, and we figured it out. They spent a lot of time explaining and discussing. They were super careful and gentle. I don't have fear of procedures, because I've had so many, but that's specific to me. I would say that I did have a minor complication. Some kind of crazy thing happened to me where after the first procedure, I flew home right away. And I don't know if that was the best idea, but I developed a lot of swelling and some kind of infection. In New York, I wasn't sure who I could see for that care, but I messaged Andra, and within a few hours, I was having a video chat with Dr. Leahu from my home in New York. He explained everything that he thought was happening. He made recommendations about how I could take care of it there and which medicine to pursue. And within a few days, it was gone. After that, smooth sailing. And the second visit here, which I was here almost a month, every visit was very easy. It's hard to say because it's only been 2 days. Okay. But the first thing after it was done, like I told Dr. Leahu, I went to a traditional Romanian restaurant and I ordered, without worrying what was on the menu, without worrying if I could eat it, I ordered a little bit of everything. No trouble chewing, no discomfort, no concern, which I think is an important part of life, right? I mean, food is one of my favorite things. I was missing out for a very long time. And now the chains are off. I feel like I can go eat pretty much anything. Michi, which I had before, but I would cut it very small and chew it only a few times and force to swallow. This time I got to enjoy it, took my time. I had some sarmale, one of my favorite things, and palinka. Palinka, which I've had, but I didn't have for a very long time. I decided to just celebrate my new teeth, and you know, I don't know what they say when you cheers in Romania, but that's what I. Ah, noroc. Now I know. Okay. Yeah, get here quicker. Yeah, I should have gotten here 20 years ago. I don't know if the technology that they use for me now, because it's cutting edge, I don't know what it was like back then, but I still get the sense that I would have been cared for better here than I was back there, and it was a great savings for me. The cost was not a concern compared to what it would be where I live. And now I'm 45, and I'm only realizing how much I'm interested in Europe. So I have to quickly see all these different places as I'm getting older. I should have done it when I was young.